We're on.
Welcome,
Thank you,
ladies
Matthew.
and gentlemen, not yet, to The Body's Compass. I am your host, Matt Sorensen. Today I am with, don't know if we call him special,
Yeah, could be special.
don't know what the word is just
called
yet.
worse, put it that way.
You will have your own word by the end of this episode. Mr. Chris Mahoney, welcome.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Yeah. Muy bien. ¿Y
Muy
tú?
bien, muy bien, gracias. ¿Hablamos en español o inglés o
Oh, por favor,
Alemania?
inglés.
Okay, Chris. So I'd like the listeners to get to know who you are so they can get a bit of a connection going to you. How your background is going to influence everything we talk about today. Can you share for us right now an overview of what has shaped you as a man and what led you into the wellness industry?
Thanks for having me on the podcast, Matthew.
You are welcome.
Really appreciate it, first of all. Well, it's a good question.
Thanks.
Did you come up with that?
I did.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen. That's all we have time for.
Well, if you asked me that when I was 30, would have been a very different answer.
How old are you now?
I'll be turning 40 next year. So I'm still in my 30s. Yeah. So I'll be catching up to you soon, mate. Yes.
What, 26?
Yeah. Well, if you asked me that when I was 30 compared to when I was 20, it's completely different.
yeah.
So
So what was your answer then?
when I was 30
Yeah.
or 20. Because when I literally got into wellness since I left school, personal
Okay.
training, I've always been in sport and fitness.
So you left school then, PT?
Yeah, left school in year 12, and it was in year 9 actually. My PE teacher just said to me, Chris, you'd be a great personal trainer. You've got a good level of English and you're great at sport.
Good level of English.
Yeah, and I was,
What a weird thing to say.
yeah,
Fair enough,
I
yeah.
took that on board really
Yeah.
well. And then in year 10, you had to do that careers week.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
all I wanted to do was start
What
got
did you
into
do?
personal training and just got to really understand actually there's a job in this.
I think I did landscaping.
Did you?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
going back.
Yeah. And so I thought personal, like health and wellness, so like personal training. I'm like, great,
Yeah.
just be fit,
Yeah.
get people fit, and there you go. And then
Easy.
what I learned quickly was my early 20s, it was great. I just wanted people to do what I was doing because I thought that was normal. And the feedback I was getting, if I wasn't getting the right type of person, they weren't getting the results because I wasn't actually asking about nutrition.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't asking about their sleep. And then
So what year was that?
it would have been 2005, 2006.
Yeah, okay.
And from there, I started to learn a bit more, and then experiences come. And then what I've learned from 20 to 30 is like a lot of when pain comes into your life or injuries. I had a severe ACL operation, and then so when you can't train, all of a sudden,
That play with your mental health?
big time.
Yeah.
And clients, and you just learn how to adapt. And so kind of pretty much from 20 to nearly 40, I've just kept on learning. And my whole, as a man now, back to your question, it's my whole perspective is just simplicity and just sticking to the basics really. And it's my number one value, health and wellness.
Very good. So you, in your work now, you have an affinity towards, I guess, in the disability industry
Yeah.
sector. I don't
Yeah.
know what the word is. I think it's quite unique and quite simply beautiful, to be honest.
Thanks.
What inspired that?
Well, being a personal trainer, you generally work mornings and nights.
Yeah.
And so I needed another job and some income and, you know, to get some money. And so one of my clients at the time ran a disability company. She was like the president of this, and she's
Yeah,
like,
right.
I've got some admin roles for you.
Okay.
So I went and started to do some admin role during the day. And a few months in, she's like, we've got an event on with a lot of people with disabilities coming. I think it was called Parent to Parent back then.
Right.
And they all came, and I remember I was like, okay, I'll just go. I was going to get paid,
Yeah.
but they all came, and I'll never forget it. There was about 20 of them, and every single one of them was friendly. They were just being themselves. They were having fun, and they were just all connected. And I just was like, this is awesome.
In those, they're just happy.
Just happy, and it was
Yeah.
the energy of them all. And I was like, I had this perspective of people with disabilities you had to feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just had a few more opportunities to work with them, and And then I went overseas to America. I did some summer camp. And when I came back, I had an opportunity to be a support worker during the day while I was doing my personal training. Support working is like going to day programs and group homes. And during that time, one of the managers said, "Well, could you train one of the clients?" And I was like, "Train what?" I'm like, "Sure." So I got one person, started walking with her, started giving her some water. She was severely disabled, couldn't talk, and started on some functional movements. She lost about 10 kilos in the space of 4 weeks.
Wow.
And when I started to see a pattern in all the clients who I was starting to see during the day, they weren't drinking water, they weren't moving, they were eating shit, they weren't connecting, they were just like sitting and going to the next thing. And I was like, what the fuck's this? Like, this is not right. And so I ended up having 4 clients, different types, and started working with them, doing those little things. I really started to enjoy it. Started seeing results, and the parents were like, this is different going to the community now. They're really opening up, and I just saw like a niche in that. And I generally loved working with them because it was a bit of a challenge, because there was so many complex needs.
Sure.
But I brought simplicity to it.
Yeah.
And so bringing simplicity to it, it just started to get these results. And from there, probably about 10 years ago, I've now worked with over about 1,000 people with disabilities. We've got a studio in Kirrawee, 5 staff, and now we just do wellness with all those values of like movement, nutrition, breath work, and connection.
How long had you been PTing when that started? Because you physically train disability as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was probably about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then that came, and then got to run a big program, like a charity program, raised a lot of money, and got to do this thing called Moving with Life with them. And I worked out quickly, a lot of disability companies will take your money and won't pay you. So I started to learn about business back then. And this industry in disabilities can be quite toxic if you're on the wrong people, because people go in it for control rather than
like
helping people.
The admin type side of it, you mean?
The admin type side of it, and just a lot of people want to be support workers sometimes because they're not being heard at home themselves. Okay. And they like this control. We're doing this now, we're going to get here, not interest of clients. Yeah. And when you give clients an opportunity just to move, I just learnt that we're all human.
It's also expressing themselves.
Massively.
Even if they don't know what that is, or they don't know what they're doing. But the
transformations I've seen in the last 10 years with people with disabilities, it's been next level. And it hasn't been like hard to do because of the simplicity of the movements. And that's where I got into more study, like with Paul CHEK and just a lot of holistic training.
Well, speaking of that, I taught you in level 1, and being a shy boy, naturally excelled. But how has the CHEK principles helped with that entire process? Because as you said, it's bringing the complexity into simplicity.
Yeah. I didn't know that till I did HSC 1 first.
What year did you do that?
That would have been 2000 and... It could have been 10.
Okay. I have no idea what year I did it.
Yeah, because I did HLC 2 with you.
Yeah. What year was that? Was that 15?
Yeah, it could have been.
14, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that, for me personally, there's the 6 foundational, remember the 6 fundamentals or foundations? Like
foundation principles.
Breathing, thinking, sleeping, eating, nutrition, movement. I was like, once I got that basics just for myself, I'm like, I know nothing. Those were the principles that I brought into work with people with disabilities and myself. And like things like using a microwave. Get into bed on time. Like I learned these key things that actually transformational. When you learn that holistically, you start to ask yourself more questions. And because you start getting more energy.
I remember, speaking of energy, I remember being really hesitant to do HLC 2.
Yeah.
Only reason I did HLC 2 when I did it was because I was training a client who I said, you need to do HLC 1 to get the the eating right and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then she was going on to HLC 2. I thought, well, I can't have her go on past me.
Yeah.
So my ego went in there.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing I could have done.
Yeah.
Because
I remember that.
there was a 5-day course.
Yeah.
Paul was out.
Paul's out.
Was it Port Macquarie?
Paul was here.
No, but where was it?
Lake Macquarie.
Lake Macquarie.
Yeah.
And I remember after that 5 days, as much of the technical stuff we learnt and deep dives, we went into the psyche and all that kind of thing. Doing the Tai Chi during the day, I felt like I'd had a 6-week holiday at the end of it.
Yeah. For me, it was that soul check where he's like, you will stand up when he asks you a question.
Oh, soul connection.
Soul connection, where he's like, move to the right. Ask yourself, move to the left, yes and no. I would have paid like
that was worth it.
Double just to get that, because that changed my whole life.
Yeah. Well, Paul, if you're listening, there's a marketing idea.
Yeah.
Charge double, just do that.
Yeah. Hear it from me. But the funny thing about the CHEK thing, I remember asking, like, this is where it gets crazy. When I was support worker, I was driving in the bus, right? And I said, there's something, I want to do something more. Like, I just want to learn more and just be able to like adapt, more holistic. I just don't know who's out there, where it is. It was like literally 10 seconds later, pull up with the lights. There's Hungry Jack's on the left, and on Tarrant Point Road there, and on the right, I see this sign. I don't know if you know Peter B. Back in the day, Peter Bear, and it said HLC, learn to
I remember
holistic lifestyle. And I was like, it was like I couldn't get my phone out enough just to take a photo of to contact him. Yeah. But it took me like a month because I was like, I'm too scared to reach out. I didn't think I was good enough.
It is very scary.
It was. And he got me to HLC1. He's like, you got to do, that's how I learned about CHEK.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he went, that if it wasn't for that, there's no way I would have learned all this.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you still practice soul connection?
Yeah. I use the breath with that. Yeah. I've changed it a bit. Yeah.
I used to get a yes. I tried it shopping, and when I did it at HLC too, I'd ask my soul, what does a yes feel like? And I'd kind of get nudged forward.
Yeah.
No would be back, left, right, etc. I couldn't do it in a shop because of the music and people talking. It was just too much. So I had to change the language. So now I get like a buzzing of energy to my head for a yes, and a buzzing down to my feet for no.
No way.
Yeah.
And so it's just an internal question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the scariest things, learning soul connection. So as you know, I got engaged 2 weeks before that class. I remember being scared to death to ask this question to my soul, do you want me to marry this girl? Kept getting yes, because out of fear. Then as the fear left and I kept getting better at the connection, I kept getting yes until 5 weeks out. I woke up one morning, I was like, something's different. Got to a quiet place, did my thing. Do you want me to marry this girl? No. It's like, fuck.
That was a strong no.
It was a no.
Yeah.
But I knew I guess when I get a yes and no, I also get a slight impression with it. The impression I got with it, no, you need to go through it this way. And what's really interesting, when I went through it that way, the amount of people that came to me after it all happened, with relationship stuff going on, marriage stuff going on, it actually made me a way better coach. Yeah. Not that that was my intention at all.
Yeah.
But I had to go through all that pain and put her through that pain, unfortunately. But if you look at it from a soul contract perspective, without the ego and take away earth logic, you can see how, that makes sense.
Yeah. And you're the people I like to look up to, and in those ways, or like, because people don't realize how much hard that would have been to do that. It's like to go through an engagement and then call it off. I've
had fun at times.
Yeah. And then the people that whisper, the talking. So it's learning to deal with all that, but still trusting yourself in the process. And that's taken me a long time to do, especially with hard decisions. And
I remember Paul saying once, your soul's got your back unconditionally if you're brave enough to listen.
Yeah.
And when I first heard that, of course I'm brave enough. level 2 now, I know everything.
Yeah.
And then you go through something like that. Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But look at you now, and in a way like we're at.
Look at me now.
What you want in a relationship.
We're doing a recording in my office.
Yeah, you get to hang out with me now.
I know.
Yeah, so
Life
that's where your
goals.
soul's taking you.
Life goals. I mean,
Yeah.
where to from here, though? Peaked.
Nada.
I've absolutely peaked. So, well, I might as well wrap this up there. So, in recent years, your passion has been more with the breath work. And I know you've done many classes here at True. So tell us how all that started.
Well, talking about pain, well, it's funny because we talk about not listening to certain nudges, and when you think you're getting ahead in life and you're starting to know it all and getting quite comfortable and you're not listening to your soul, I guess, sometimes those raindrops turn into like thunder and then lightning. And one day, it was 2019, we had a running event. We just won a grand final with all our mates. It's like it's the first year since we were kids, so we're like, yeah, let's all have a good idea now to have a 6K race, you know? And I'm like, sweet, when it gets all, right? And it's pretty much ego versus ego. And I just remember like, back then, validation was such a big part of my life. And when you're around certain people, you act a certain way, and in this group where we just had to be a certain way, and for me it was winning. And so this race was, and so was it for other people. And it was 40 degree day, and it was super hot, and I just felt off. I just wasn't feeling right that day, and I was like, oh, we're right. Anyway, we did it. We went guns blazing. It was like the Needles Run in Engadine. It was a lot of hills, way too fast, but I was going all right. Hit this really big hill, and my body's like, stop. And it wasn't like it pushed through it kind of thing. It was like, stop. But I could see one of my mates catching me. And this is my ego coming in. Just go, keep going. Long story short, 200 meters from the finish line, that's all I remember. I wake up with ambulance around me.
Wow.
Everyone around, I feel I can't talk. I can't breathe properly. And I can hear everything. They couldn't get a blood pressure reading on me. They couldn't get I felt like my body was slowly dying. You know, it was.
Well, technically it would have been,
It was, yeah. And then when you go into an ambulance and the sirens are going, and the lady was just like, shit. Like her face, I was like, oh no. I just had my daughter. She was about 9 months. And I'm like, fuck. I'm gone. It just kept getting worse. I was just slowly going.
Could you feel yourself
it was
leaving?
That's the word, leaving. And it was this strange feeling of like, police, like, not now. And I was like, you just start to think,
please, not now. I've got to do an interview with Matt.
I got Matt coming up in 6 years from now. And but from there, thank God I came good from it. But I was there for a couple of days, did all the testings, and the doctors are like, well, you kept going. You could have had a cardiac arrest. And anyway, they have a way of talking to you, doctors and that. What they didn't tell me was you went through a traumatic event. So I went back into everyday living, and I went, do you want to talk about it to anyone? I was really scared, like nervous. Every time I got stressed, my body started to start that thing again. I struggled to breathe. My body started to go, oh, fuck, what's wrong? Got into a panic attack when I started exercising. Then it got into a panic attack when I was taking my daughter down the road for ice cream. Got into a panic attack when I was going out socially. So I just became this person of like living in fear. I had no idea what trauma was. I had no idea what stress was, but I just couldn't. My symptoms was I couldn't breathe properly. I was attached to the past. I just was like, oh, no, it's all good, I'm fine. And that led to behaviours. That led to binge eating sometimes, drinking. They give you Valium, that numbed me for a while. And all the principles I learned back in the day were out the window because I was in fight or flight, literally living that. 2 years of that. And I remember I saw you once, and I was like, man, I probably didn't tell you half the story because I just couldn't accept where I was at.
You didn't tell me any of that.
Yeah, no. But I remember feeling good leaving, but I was never getting to the root of it and not doing the work after because I wanted that quick fix. It was horrible. But because I couldn't breathe, long story short, again, you see that guy, I see that sign about CHEK, right? I see this sign about Lucas and Hella. I do Awaken Breathwork podcast. And I'm like, what's this about breathwork? Can't breathe, want to do breathwork. So I listened to them and I just resonate with them. My whole body felt light. It's like, hey, a soul check. And I'm like, they've got a course coming up in a month, $13,500. Shit.
Oh,
Like all, and I'm like, all chips in. Went in and from there, not only did I heal the trauma, because we have to do 32 journeys ourselves during it, understand what's happening, understand what's actually going on in the mind, the body, what you're holding on to, and actually connect to a lot of the parts of you that you haven't really healed. Not did I just like heal that, but like I could breathe again. And now I got to become a facilitator from there.
What did you find was holding your breath?
It was holding on to the trauma.
Good.
So I didn't process it. One of the things with breathwork I learned was, and I teach people now, is breathwork is like a tool to access your emotional body and your subconscious, because it was all in my subconscious. When you do breathwork, you actually stimulate a part of your brain called the limbic system, which holds all memory and emotions. And because that can actually work for you or against you. And the weird thing about the limbic system that I found is actually it's not linear. So it's like past, present, or future. It doesn't actually know if it's in the past, present, or future, right?
That's the ego thing.
Right, yeah, exactly. And so when I hear a siren, right, 2 years after the accident, I'm back to that event.
Oh, straight there, yeah.
Straight event. And I was like, well, when breath work, we can connect to that part of us. We can actually go back in time. We can process that. We can actually, in processing what it means, you could cry it out, you could shake it out, it's all somatic. You could yell out, just like, it's all, anything that resonates within that body, but it's in a safe environment. And by doing that, that energy leaves you. And there's no physical charge there, or that energy in your body. So that when you leave from there, you actually got more space. And the thing with breath work is once you process that, your limbic system's still open. How do you want to feel? How do you want to create? And so that's why I like breath work, because it actually meets you where you're at. And I can't tell you now, like the place I'm at compared to where I was a couple of years ago, only because of the breath. And if I took the doctor's prescribed medication, they got me antidepressants and all that. If I took all those things, I don't know where it would be. Like, it was pretty dark for a while. Yeah.
So when I explain breath work to people, I guess for a lot of people, it's a new thing. It's been around for ages.
Yeah.
But like any left brain person I talk to, I mention breath work, or I might recommend a workshop or whatever it is. Oh, what's that? They don't, and I would summate, it depends who I'm talking to, but I'd basically define it just the way you did. If you were to describe it for the left brainers out there, what's the mechanism behind breath work?
I'd say it gets you out of your head and into your body. Simple as that. And in terms of activation breath work, or just breathing correctly on a regular basis?
Let's go the latter first.
Breathing correctly on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Well, if we're stressed, where do people breathe?
I think in their chest.
Yes.
And neck.
And from their mouth. Right? And so if we're breathing 20, I'd say for people that like to know information, how many times are we breathing a day? They're like 20 to 30,000 times a day, roughly, between. And if we're breathing from our chest and our mouth, that's just going to keep you in that fight or flight by nature. And
it creates acidity when you breathe through your mouth. You get a sympathetic charge breathing through your mouth. We've got a lot of parasympathetic fibers in our nose. The turbinates, they spin around when they go through the nose. It warms the air up. Before
it's like,
going into the lungs.
You're right. It's, I call it like a water filter. It kind of humidifies it and goes to the lungs. And it actually gives you 20% more oxygen. So if you start to just change that, breathe in through the nose from your belly, which is what Paul CHEK's been teaching probably.
Well, yeah.
But it's so easy to do, but people don't do it. But you create to start that habit, that's where you get into your parasympathetic, I find. And so if you can get people into a state who are in that left brain all the time, just doing that, psychologically and like somatically, they'll feel a shift. They have to, by nature. And then from there, then they can go, okay, well, I feel calmer. Why? You know, and it's activating. So that's when you can get into the science of it. Like,
Yeah.
when you breathe through your nose, well, why we got nose hairs? What does that nose hairs do into the brain, into like the filter? It humidifies it, goes out. And actually, people think you need to breathe more, but the less you breathe, it's actually working better for you because of the the CO2 build up and the oxygen we need. Sometimes when I was having my panic attack, I needed more CO2, you know, but you start to overbreathe, which creates the opposite effect.
Well, that's when a lot of people just hyperventilate themselves into a psychosis.
100%.
Essentially. But a lot of people don't realise that when you breathe in through your nose, you're actually stimulating the olfactory bulb. Now, if you could be really simple, there's this is way oversimplified, 2 processing plants of the brain, the thalamus, which processes everything except smell. And then the very mechanism in which you become attracted to people, you find your way around the environment, everything else is the olfactory nerve.
Yeah.
And that's the first cranial nerve, which gets stimulated when you breathe through your nose.
Yeah.
And when you breathe through your mouth, you don't quite get that. It's not only the nerve itself, it's also the materials in the sphenoid or the nasal structures.
Right.
If they're not pumped, let's say, you don't get that effect.
Yeah.
And that doesn't actually doesn't get full stimulation of the phrenic nerve, which is the nerve we actually, when we go through a near-death experience, that's the nerve that we hold tension in.
Okay.
And the nerve, that is the motor nerve to the diaphragm. But it also communicates with both shoulder capsules, left and right. So a lot of people that go through that, I find a lot of people end up with shoulder pain.
Yeah.
And eventually headaches and neck ache and all
Have
that.
you read the book The Body Keeps the Score? What do you think of that?
It is good.
I think it's a good feedback mechanism.
Yeah.
For people in ways of bringing awareness to pain.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Problem is with pain, it's very personal. It's hard to write a book that covers everyone's everything.
Yeah, well, that can be from limiting beliefs too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I also would tell people, like, especially this time of the year, near Christmas, you can see people, they get into patterns of like stress, or like financial stress, or like family stress. Things come up. And what are your thoughts on like the reticular activation system? Because this is what I find with breath work, and this can really help people understand and shift.
So the reticular activator system is the part of the brain that switches you on, right? It doesn't necessarily secrete the hormones themselves that turn you on, like the adrenaline, cortisol, etc.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that help you make sense of it. All we know from a very primal standard is we're awake.
Yeah.
But then the reticular activator system says, okay, this is what we do.
Exactly. And
the first thing is to scan for danger.
Yes.
So if you're very comfortable in bed, what's the first thing you do? You still look around.
Look around, yeah. And that can work for you, right, or against you. Yeah. And I find with this is like with breath work. It's like I feel like I've learned from it, it's like in between the conscious and the unconscious sometimes, the reticular activation system, and it's where people get loops of like, they look for evidence. See?
Yeah.
That doesn't work. I told you this wouldn't work. That's when it's not working for you, where you can actually work for you and start to bring in, like, hang on, step back a bit. This is where soul connection starts to come into it. You can start to use it because that's on autopilot sometimes, I feel.
So, I mean, for me, I think the conscious is you and I talking now and listening to each other's voice and responding, listening to the traffic and trying not to get the lights irritate
stimulating,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Our reticular activator systems are on right now. The subconscious would be your breathing, your metabolism, all that stuff that we don't think about.
Like your vagus nerve.
All that. The unconscious holds all the memories.
Yeah.
Which includes the trauma, but also includes all the happy ones too.
Yeah.
So right now you're listening to me talk, you're not thinking about your 10th birthday. You probably are now.
Yeah. I was really sad.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I know, good breath work guy. I've got him on next week. So So that's in the unconscious, but the subconscious is a physical representation of the unconscious, and it plays out consciously.
Yeah.
And then I remember there's a really nice quote. I can't remember who said it. Paul's told me at least 45 times. But soul is to the body what vision is to the eye. So when you start to integrate all of that, you just realize how small the ego really is.
Say that again.
Soul is to the body what vision is to the eye.
Yeah.
Mic drop. You can use that in class.
That's why I like using the body keeps the score.
Yeah.
That's where it comes back to that for me, I find. And I find people want, you would know this more than anyone, they feel like they're broken or want to be fixed.
I find people, you get the people who completely, you get 3 people. You get 4. Oh, fuck, the other one. 17 just came to my brain then. I would have told you this in class. I'll see if you remember this.
Yes.
So I've said it in every class.
Okay.
4 types of clients you will ever work with.
Oh, yes.
This is William Kelly's research, a psychiatrist. There's the client, number 1, who will listen to everything that you say, do everything that you say, and then they're going to get to their goal, whether it's healing, fitness, strength, whatever it is, they'll get there pretty quick. Client 2 or B, whatever I said.
Client B.
Client B or 2. It's the opposite of client, the first one.
Yeah.
I would see most client 3 or C. Oh, I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Reticular system.
Is that unconscious incompetent?
They are unconsciously in love with their symptoms.
Yeah.
And they use it as a leverage and a power play against others.
Yeah.
Then the client 4.
It's like they hold on to their limiting beliefs.
It's like if you're a victim. I'm going to play victim to you now so I get sympathy off you.
That's right. So they hold on to that truth as truth. Yeah.
Well, that's their superpower. And client 4 is I've had 2 of them in my entire career where there's no therapy can help. It's their time, and you've got to let it go.
Yeah. And
soon I'd tell that to clients, and then the people that say they self-identify as client 4, say congratulations, you're client 3. But as soon as you just say that list, I must be client 4. Oh, well done, you're client 3.
Client 3.
You just diagnosed yourself.
Interesting.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's just how people want something and turn up in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I say about breath work, is like I don't tell people what to do. I give them the space to go into safe space, because most people don't feel safe in their nervous system. And that's where I did. When you find safety in your nervous system, you actually like to change your perspective on the stress. And like that's probably where I like to simplify. I love simplicity. Just that's where.
Well, the nervous system. That's why I wrote my book, What Pain Is Telling You, because the nervous system is wired to survive. It wants to keep you going. That's why we're such good compensators. That's why when you went through that event, you were able to still function. Yeah. Because your ego is blocking out the trauma to maximize your.
Trying to keep you safe.
Well, maximize your. Your chances of survival in that environment. But as you said, at some point, you hear a siren that for most people would be completely unrelated, but that brought you straight back to where your psyche was essentially stuck. Yeah. And that's just the reminder of, okay, there's still something here. Yeah. But then I just remember what I was going to about 10 minutes ago. That's where we get reminded of that thing that's still there. Another thing that I also see clinically is those people that are always healing something, which means they will never be healed because they think there's always something to work on.
Spot on.
And a lot of people will say, I'll do meditation, breath work, ayahuasca, whatever the thing is I want to escape being human. I want to connect to spirit. Yeah. All for it. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, the opposite side of the coin exists. You are spirit. Yeah. Enjoy the human bit.
Yeah.
let yourself off the hook.
100%.
So
Yeah.
breathe your way through it.
Yeah. But that's so easy to say for people, but they're not wired that way.
No,
Yeah.
that's another episode. But what do you, whenever you bring that to people, that concept of you can just sort of not breathe it away, but you know what I mean. You need to tap into it and then integrate it.
Yeah,
and
well,
people
that's right.
say, "Oh, that's not going to work."
Well, okay, well that's a good start then.
Mhm.
You're just proving yourself that it won't.
Mm.
You know, it's like hypocrites once said. You know, whether you say you can or can't, it's true.
Hypocrites or Hippocrates?
Hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my joke.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
We talked about that.
hypocrites.
Hypocrites. Yeah.
But someone will come into me and go, I want to get a lot of money, financially abundant, right? But their nervous system's not available for that. So no matter what the affirmations you say and do and turn up, until you get your nervous system safe, that I feel it needs to feel safe. That's the money coming in. Like when they're growing up with problems at home, but they're not willing to face that and acknowledge that. And that's where I bring the lean in and lean out concept in, because it just helps people identify where they're at in different areas and using the breath.
I get that all the time. People say, "Oh, if I just had more money, everything would be fine." I say, if I put 20 million in your account tomorrow, does that solve all your problems? Does that solve your marriage, relationship with kids? Does that fix all that?
Yeah.
It doesn't, because the same thinking that created the problem still exists.
Yeah.
So you're just going to...
100%. When I was going through the breathwork journey myself and doing the work before I could start teaching it, relationships started to fuck up. I was like, what's going on here? I'm doing the work, but why am I losing these people? Or this job, or certain things in my life. So then I started to try and run and hold on to them. So I started to learn more about attachment. And what the fuck's am I holding on this for? And I used to hold on to specific relationships because they used to serve me back in the day. And not knowing, when I kept going in, the soul's like, let it go. But I didn't know how to let go.
Was there also a touch of self-identity with those relationships?
100%. When I had my accident, I couldn't run afterwards. So if I'm not fit and healthy now, the runner, who the fuck am I? And so that taught me what identity really was.
Maybe you were... the joke won't work now, so I've forgotten his name. Hypocrites.
Maybe I was actually hypocrites to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, that was hypocritical. Yeah. But that's where I was going with that.
So you spoke to me about the lean and... What is it?
The lean in and lean out.
Lean in, lean out. As a guide to connecting and decision making.
Yeah.
Discuss.
Speaking my language. Yes. As hypocrites would say.
Yeah.
No, for me, the best way I've learned, the best way I work with clients is simplicity. And so to really feel like, I suppose, more your true self is learning how to find balance. Lean in, lean out. It's really finding balance that's empowering to you, but checking your energy. Am I burning out or checking out? When we're stressed, are you trying to control things? Do you overeat? Do you blame people? It's like really identifying what's not working for you and how you turn up with your behaviors. And when you do that, you actually use the lean out. So you have to go leaning out first is about bringing, resetting your nervous system. It's bringing safety into your body. So by doing that, then you can regulate your emotions. People can actually start to learn to regulate. When you regulate, that's when you start to receive insights and start reacting. You start to respond more from a calmer, more, I suppose, balanced self. And so then your whole perspective of that stress is different. And people go, yeah, I can do that with my health and with my work, but they can't do it with, say, finances. So that's where I'd meet them. Okay, let's lean out and let's do some titration kind of breathwork exercises.
So leaning out is more the
calming, titrated.
Is it being more of a witness to the, let's say, problem?
Yeah, it's bringing you back into safety.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, if I just say, let's do an activation breathing and you're wide and stressed, you're actually pre-triggering yourself sometimes, whereas you can bring safety in your body, you actually see it for what it is. I've had people do 2-3 minutes body check, sit within it, lean out, and actually talk to a part of themselves. Like, what parts they're saying that, and they just break down, and they feel so much lighter, and they're actually like, they haven't, for example, wouldn't have coffee in the next week because they don't need it. So they're actually, that's where the soul's coming in, instead of me as a coach going, don't have coffee, try not to do that. They're choosing it. So the empowerment's more with them. And when you have that lean out kind of like embodied in you, leaning in's more about, okay, where can energy flow? What's my intention? So it's about creating more clarity, more connection with yourself, and then really turning up, and it's your responsibility to take action on that. So if you're like, for you, right, you're like, I don't want to get married, that was your soul. So it's like, that's a real leaning in, going, okay. And it doesn't have to be as deep as that. Sometimes people aren't ready for that, but it's like, you were probably more regulated enough in your own body to go, okay, this is going to be hard, but I want to lean in. So that'd be a great high-end scale of like, hey, lean in, because this is coming from your soul. You're not coming from a fight or flight state, you're coming from a regulated state, getting the answers. And that's where the connection comes in. And the breath work, it's more energy, it's like activation. And so that's where you get more out of your head into your body, into your soul. So you start to make these choices and go, well, instead of thinking small, you can think big. Do I really want to go here? I want to keep following my soul because I feel safe in my body to do that. That's where the lean in, lean out's fucking awesome.
You would have had some, I know you do a lot of workshops here. Have you had some real profound experiences as the facilitator?
Hundreds. Yeah. Well, we just did one on Sunday, right? And we worked with the elements. So sometimes when we tune in before a breath work, like every breath work's different, because you kind of go, what does this energy need? And you just feel, okay, it's going to be a bit slower then. It's going to be a bit more titrated. And elements need to come in. So like earth, water, fire, air. And you start to put it into the conversation at the start where you're lacking, what's not working. And they just feel, and so this client, right, he's probably my age, not your age, because you're a bit older.
26.
He started like going deep. His whole body started to get hot, like beetroot red, you know, and completely losing it, like letting go, processing it all, right? And when he came out of it, he said to me, he goes, the element was like, I was too much in my fire. It was uncontrollable, you know? And this is why I love it, because the insights you see from clients who have never done this work, they articulate in a way that's coming from their soul, not their head. And that's my favorite part about this work, because you hear them, they're like, oh, I get it. I get it. It's like, so now I need more flow, more water. And so instead of being in the fire, now I'm in control because it's being processed. And then from there, he goes, I need to lean in now to more water elements, more air. So with the energy I need to go in, I need to drop back a bit, lean out of that, and just choose my energy wisely. And then the soul starts to be more connected.
So it's really the soul telling the body that, or it's almost to go back to basics. To think of what we're all made of. Earth. Physical tissue, air. We all breathe. We're all made of water. Fire, we've got down fire as our metabolism. And space or metal. I mean, how many atoms? We're 100 trillion cells by the last time I counted.
Plus 3 or 4.
Plus 103 trillion. And then, for each cell, there's like however many atoms make up each cell. How much each atom is 96.6 to the power of 6% empty space. So we are made up of all these elements. And I always find it interesting with clients, so I don't do the breath work as you do it, but I just get them to mechanically breathe properly.
That's where you start though.
And then once they can do that, they always have this innate urge, if you will, to go camping, sit in front of a fire, do something primal. They have an urge to go for a swim, get some more water.
That's the insights that comes through them. Exactly what I was saying.
But it's interesting because when we get to that point, we always crave the basic, primal need.
Well, and that brings you back to Paul CHEK's 6 foundations, and people then start to need more of, because the soul's telling them they need that. You know, and it's like, well, what water am I drinking now?
It's like a reset.
Like so they get back to those foundations, but they're actually doing the work. You're just being the guide for them in that way. And it actually makes coaching more enjoyable, because they're out of their head.
And also, pretty simple.
Yeah. People don't like that though.
No.
Until they do it.
People have to be very complicated. Yeah. I've got one guy actually thrives on his complicatedness. Like, well, if you just eat organic food, drink some water and go to bed on time, 80% of that is going to help that. Anyway.
Would you ever think about something like what part of him doesn't want to change? Like
his ego.
Yeah. Like
story. Because he's client number 3.
Yeah.
Because he gets...
I sometimes do parts work and I find that even like bizarre because you're talking to different parts of the body.
Yeah.
And I've seen a place and you start to bring compassion to that part that was on the change. You're not judging it though. It actually softens.
Yeah. There was a point probably about a year ago we had, let's call it a father-son chat. Rod looked him dead in the eye and told him the truth. And he didn't like it at the time. He stopped coming in for about 3 months. And then after that, he reached out and said, yeah, I'm ready.
Wow.
Yeah, I needed to have a tantrum. And cool.
But that's you being an effective coach.
Well, also, I'll admit my ego had enough and like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a cheap date.
Yeah.
I'm just coming in here wasting time and money. But there's that part of me that, you know, I want to connect with everyone that comes in here. And like my intention is to give you the power for your life. I can't do it for you.
No.
If I can show you how to do it, but I can only show you how to do it to the degree I've done it. So here's what I did that helped me. And as you know, people just, the barrier comes up straight away. Then you have to talk their language. And he did have like a medical thing going on, but that was relatively, I'll say it's relatively small compared to the driver behind it, which was the story he kept telling everyone. But the story he told himself was different to the story he told the world. And there's the fractionation. That's a word.
Yeah, I think
it's a word today.
Yeah,
100%.
That's so interesting.
Chris, there's rumours around.
Oh, they tell you that, do they?
That you're writing a book. Tell us.
Is this a joke?
No.
Yeah.
Tell us.
The rumour is true.
Is it?
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes. It's my Year 9 English teacher out there. If you're listening, told you.
Boom.
Yeah, should be laughing right now. But it's just, you talk about taking action on something that's come through. Like, for me to write a book 5 years ago, you would have laughed, but it was about 3 years ago, this random thought came through, kept coming through. I love simplicity and balance, and I kept going, when to lean in, when to lean out, and I literally saw, it was like a necklace vision of this lean in, lean out. I had no idea what it was. But then I just accepted that thought, cool, I need to write a book.
Was this during breathwork or just? Yeah,
just doing a 5-minute one. Okay. We came through. I go, okay, and then it's just this belief that like I can't write a book, but then after a while you keep doing the work, you're like, well, actually I can. Like this is easy because I know like I love what I'm doing and I'm doing what I love. So why can't I do something that can help people? And I just started to, this works, this didn't, and it just starts to slowly format. The lion and was
did you find it quite therapeutic?
Yes.
The writing process.
Yeah,
I found that too.
And now it's like in a way of like I've used a lot of the skill sets I've learned on different people, like how it starts, why I'm doing it, into like what the method is, into values, into what Paul CHEK says, like your dream. Why do you want to dream? And just with some specific questions. I think reflection is one of the biggest things I never used to do, but like asking yourself questions is it's the most powerful thing you can do because that's where you get honest with yourself. When no one's looking.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So still got that chocolate.
So when's the book scheduled to finish?
It's nearly finished. I just need to like find an editor. And the next step is I have no idea how to get it created. We self-published. Is that what you did?
I self-published one and I hired a publisher for the next one.
Yeah. Perhaps talk to you about some ideas then about that. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It's taken me about 3 years, but it's been like on and off. But I'm really proud of it, and I really feel I can help people meet them where they're at. And it's using the formula of simple breathing exercises, why we breathe, the science behind it. And each chapter kind of leads into the next. Bit about the brain, bit about like our breath, you know, living beliefs, and just our parts of us and that. And things I've learned, experienced, and seen in others that only that I've...
What's the title of the book?
When to lean in and when to lean out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks.
Very nice.
By hypocrites.
Hypocrites, yes. By a hypocrite for hypocrites. So, Chris, feel free to share any final comments. Where can people find you, services you offer, all the things?
Besides my stand-up comedy.
Yeah. We do it at the same venue.
No, I teach. I've got a studio in Kirrawee, so I do one-to-one breathwork coaching. And next year, I've been doing facilitation. I teach people how to be facilitators now.
Okay.
So it's 12 weeks, which will be going into 16 weeks next year, and we're starting our first group one next year as well. So anyone willing to, it could be a coach, a leader, or just want to learn and help other people. It's building from the foundations onwards into journeys, what's happening, and using the lean in, lean out concept. And so I'll be doing that next year, and also got like a Thrive 12-week if you just want to come in and just see, like, learn where you're at. Actually use breath work. And actually, throughout the 12 weeks, you use what's coming up, because things come up in someone.
Sure.
And we actually use that as the fuel, as the energy, and how to a framework of literally, can you bring awareness to it? Can we accept it? Can we process it? And then do we lean into this or lean out from it? So just keep it all like that. Keep it very simple.
Nice. And is there a rough idea when the book's going to be available?
Well, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it's going to be out before June next year. So it'll be in between March and May.
Okay. Definitely before next Christmas. Probably not this one.
Not this one.
Not this one. Next one.
Because I don't... How long does it take to get all that done? The editing and...
I wrote mine. Mine have been simmering in my mind for a while, and lockdown allowed me the space and time just to get it out.
Yeah.
I had 5 edits included with my package, let's call it. Took 4. To be fair, they messed one up. And
how long was that process?
Not too long.
Oh, right, okay.
Not too long. It's more the I think the distribution thing. That's the thing that takes time.
The self-publishing.
Self-publishing, you can upload the manuscript, press go, and within 48 hours it's there.
Okay.
But you don't have a lot of control over...
Yeah.
But yeah, it has to be edited.
Yes.
Yourself. So it's got to be all, cross T's, dot I's and all that sort of stuff.
Yourself?
Yep.
Yeah. But someone checks it first.
Because they will publish whatever you put there.
Oh, but you show someone first, and then you see it.
No, you up.
And then you go over it again.
Self-publish, it's all you.
Yes. Yeah.
Upload it, it's out there.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it looks, sounds like.
Yeah.
And then the published version, there's a lot more hands-on.
Yeah. It's more of a byproduct of what I want to be teaching as a tool. It's like, that's what I learned from Paul. Like, he teaches how to eat, move, and be healthy. Like, he just teaches that. That book. And it's like, well, really what I want to do is teach this.
It's really funny because I think when I was doing level 3, there was a student in the class who did a similar thing to, like, Paul CHEK travelled the world twice around the world for 25 years, twice a year for 25 years, lecturing. And the student asked him, how did you do it? How did you, not get sick or whatever? He's like, that book, How to Eat, Move, Be Healthy? I wrote that. That's how I live life. I was like, okay.
Yeah. My favourite Paul CHEK quote was like, the book's $50, for example, but I charge like over $1,000 just to tell people.
The same thing, yeah.
That's brilliant.
I could tell my favourite Paul CHEK quote, but I think this is PG. So. Yeah. Chris, thank you.
Matthew.
Joining me today. Hope it all goes well. We'll put it all up for everyone and come along to his events.
Yeah. Come to the next workshop, facilitation.
When is the next first?
We'll be starting early next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me dates. I'll put them
Yeah.
up.
Reset with Chris.
Reset with
On
Chris.
Instagram.
Boom. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Matthew.
You've been listening to the Body's Compass podcast with Matt Sorensen and today's guest, Chris Mahoney. Check out his Instagram page at Reset with Chris. Also his website, www.resetwithin.com.au. If you liked this week's episode, please consider giving us a 5-star rating and a warm review. Please share this episode with someone you think it might help. If you want to find out more, give us a follow on Instagram at The Body's Compass or swing by healhub.net. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.